Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Nick Smith.
Every week, we introduce ourselves here at Toastmasters, and one of the things we acknowledge is distinguished Toastmasters who are in the room. Who here knows what a distinguished Toastmaster is? Or perhaps why you'd want to become a distinguished Toastmaster? All right, I think I have an audience that needs to be informed. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our multitudes of warmly welcome guests tonight. DTM stands for Distinguished Toastmaster. If you look around the room, some of these name tents have little letters on them. Like, for instance, Jim Barber's name has ATMG CLPM2. Steve has a CCPM5. Cecilia has a CL. But if you look at my name tent, it says DTM. DTM is the culmination of all those other letters. And those letters are awards you earn being a Toastmaster and meeting requirements. Giving a certain number of speeches, filling a certain office, doing something can earn you those awards. I'm going to tell you how to become a DTM, but first I want to tell you why. Why, Jim? Why would you want to become a DTM? You got it, Jim. I earned my Distinguished Toastmaster Award in 2018. I joined Toastmasters in 2006. So if you do a little bit of math, that's 12 years. And I say that because I don't want anyone to feel like there's pressure that you have to jump on this right away if you don't want to. And it's okay to take your time. That's the great thing about Toastmasters. This is a self-guided program. You work at a pace that works for you. At the same time, though, I'd like to light a little bit of a fire and see if we can't perhaps get some members of our club to begin pursuing earning a Distinguished Toastmaster Award. There's a number of reasons that I went after this award and things that I accomplished that I think many of you would like to accomplish. I'd imagine if you asked 90% of the people who walked through that door who joined our club, why? Why'd you join Toastmasters? The answer you'll receive is, I want to improve myself. I want to become a better public speaker and I want to grow my confidence. And then I would ask, well, why not watch a YouTube video? Why not rent a video, get a library book? Why not read? Well, it's a practical skill, right? We all show up here week after week to have an audience, to practice this thing that you can only learn and become better at doing if you do it. So what if I told you that by the time you earned a Distinguished Toastmaster Award, you will have given 40 speeches like this in front of not only this Toastmasters Club, but other clubs and other groups? You think maybe that would help you with your skills and confidence? That's something to think about. It gives you a chance to explore the reason many of you joined or are visiting Toastmasters. I hope that you all have the fact that you are a Toastmaster, if you're in the workforce, written in your resume on those other details, right? I hope you're mentioning that you are in Toastmasters if you're a club officer or a past president of the club or something like that. I think that's an important deal. I think that helps you in the workforce. But what if you could also add next to that that you've earned an award that only 1% of the 4 million people who have ever been Toastmasters have ever earned? That's Distinguished Toastmaster Award. It's a little exclusive. You're all capable of it. Do you have the persistence? And do you want to have that on your resume? I think that can help. And this next one, this dovetails in with the career part, and that's networking. That's getting to know other people. As you pursue a Distinguished Toastmaster Award, one of the things you do is act as an area director or some other district officer, and you will directly work with 6 to 8 other people on a very regular basis and hundreds of other Toastmasters on an indirect but regular basis as well. I think the networking opportunities in this organization are great because look at this room. It's not like we all work in the same industry. We're all not the same age group, certainly not the same backgrounds, ethnicities. It's such a great melting pot, an opportunity to meet and interact with people from so many different backgrounds, especially here in South Florida. You get involved at the district level and you're working with people from all over Southeast Florida and the Bahamas. And it's just it's amazing the kinds of people you meet and the opportunities for networking that come from that. I suppose, though, if you talk to people about what they want to get out of their volunteerism, one of those important things is that they feel satisfied. Satisfied that they're accomplishing their goals, satisfied that they're helping others reach their goals, helping be part of something big. Is that satisfying for you? And I got to say that 3 things come to mind for me when I think about my journey as I was earning a Distinguished Toastmaster Award. And I say the first thing that happened to me, and this is kind of silly, but I work in computers, so this kind of thing jumps out at me. When you're an area director, you get a lot of email, and it's all on my phone, right? So I'm archiving these emails and addressing them and everything. And towards the end of my term as an area director, I swiped that last email, and the palm tree and the guy laying by the palm tree popped up in Gmail. It's a little different now. The graphics changed. But it said, "You're all done." And for me, that was so symbolic. Like, wow, I'm done with this whole year of district office. And it was so satisfying because I accomplished all these great goals and earned the Select Distinguished Area Award, which you get when all your clubs earn awards. And I was pretty proud of that. So that was one thing that brought me satisfaction, just kind of symbolically. Another part of what I was really proud of and was satisfied by my time as of earning Distinguished Toastmaster was the night I gave that final speech in that award path here at Plantation Toastmasters. You were there. You guys were there. You remember that night. There was like 40 people in the room, and I gave that final speech. I was so honored to be introduced by the late, great Distinguished Toastmaster Michael Shane. And at the end, I had some music, and it was just like almost a party atmosphere. And I'm running around the room, giving everybody high fives, and it was just such a cool. The pinnacle of accomplishment at Toastmasters after what took me 12 years to accomplish. So that was incredible. And then every Distinguished Toastmaster has the opportunity to experience the DTM walk. This happens at the Spring District Conference. We just had ours about a month ago. All the Distinguished Toastmasters in the Southeast Florida Bahamas District, it's District 47, I think there was about 50 Distinguished Toastmasters at the conference. They all line up in this little gauntlet. We start this loud, fun dance music. You run up on the stage. The district director gives you a Distinguished Toastmaster medallion, and you're up there jamming with them. Make a little bit of a fool of yourself, but that's okay because it's your moment, it's your time. And then you walk off the stage and you give all these other Distinguished Toastmasters high fives, you're shaking hands, they're hugging you, fist bumping. It is such a shot of adrenaline. It's such an amazing experience. And you're part of the club now, right? You're a Distinguished Toastmaster with all these other people who are so accomplished in our district. And that was the third thing that really jumped out when I was talking about satisfaction and the things that I really enjoyed about that process. If we had 3 to 6 people in this club actively pursuing Distinguished Toastmaster, there would be easily 2 to 3 speakers every night without breaking a sweat. We would have people clamoring for the officer positions that you just saw where we did our election for tonight. And it helps the club. It adds momentum. And we're a strong club. We have momentum, but it helps add more momentum. And I think it would help take us to the next level and add a lot of prestige to this group. But enough about the benefits. You're all sold, right? How? How do you do it, Daniel? How? And there's 6 bullet points. You can Google this. You can Google Toastmasters Distinguished Toastmaster Award and find out exactly what's required. But I thought I'd go over these real quick. And the first bullet point is to complete 2 learning paths. You see Daniel has DL5 for dynamic leadership, and there's PM for presentation mastery. When you join Toastmasters, you sign up for Pathways. It's the computer-based educational program that Toastmasters provides. And you go through 5 levels, and you give speeches in all those levels. And when you complete 2 of those, you finish the first bullet point. The second bullet point also ties into what we just did here tonight. We elected officers for the next 6 months. Well, this requirement is to do 12 months, but you can do 2 times 6-month terms to earn this credit here towards your Distinguished Toastmaster. And that's the second bullet point. Now, this is the fun one. This is the one I always pick on Jim Barber about. Serving as a district officer for 1 year. I alluded to my time as an area director a little bit earlier tonight. As an area director, which is the most common district office you would run for typically, you are a liaison between the club and the district. You're helping the clubs, the 4 to 6 different Toastmaster clubs you work with, helping them with challenges they have, answering questions they have on their clerical needs, dealing with problems, organizing area contests, helping with training, helping with the district conference organization. You do that for a year. It's an incredible learning experience. You work with 6 to 8 other area directors at the same time. And like I was saying, you work with everyone in the district at the executive committee level. And it's a great experience. And I know we balk at it, but Daniel, you've got a lot out of your time as an area director, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. There you go. Sold. You also, in this bullet point, act as a club mentor or a club coach. A club mentor helps a new Toastmasters club get their traditions figured out, helps them find new members and figure out how they're going to run that new club. A club coach helps we won't call it a dying Toastmasters club, but if a club has less than 12 members, so about a quarter of what we have in here, they will need assistance and they'll ask for a club coach, and you go in there and try to use your abilities and skills to help that club become healthy again. We're lucky for our guests. You're lucky to attend the best Toastmasters club in the world. We have a lot of momentum here. It doesn't happen automatically or magically, but we have a lot of momentum here and a lot of great people in this club who stayed here a long time and help us continue to excel. But other clubs lose key people. They lose their location. They stay on Zoom too long. They make all these little mistakes, and all of a sudden they have 8 people in their club. And that's not the critical mass that makes what we're doing here tonight works. And so as a club coach, you help those clubs recover their health. The next line item, and I know this sounds like a lot, but you just make a plan and you work your way through it. Club sponsor. Start a Toastmasters club. You have a workplace where they could use a group like this to help the environment speak, or you have a community club or community center you go to. Like, they should have a Toastmasters club here. You can start a Toastmasters club. You organize some charter members, put together some paperwork, and make it all happen. Or do a speech craft, which is a bigger project than we do at meetings here. You have it's for the public. You have 3 to 5 meetings, and you organize a group of speakers to help you run it. And it's a big deal. You go to the Toastmasters store and you buy the manuals, and they walk you through doing the process. And it's a bigger project you can deliver to the public. The final thing is the DTM project. This is up to you. This is a big project. You could organize a big event. You could do a fundraiser for some charity. You basically use your skills you built as you've become almost a DTM to do this final project, to do this big project. And I was trying to find some good examples. One of them was they did a workshop for the public to help them learn how to do interviewing. And another one is to help some church do its fundraising thing. But it's up to you. You tell Toastmasters International what you'd like to do, and then if they approve it, you do it. It's a big deal. You give a couple speeches about it, and then you do a DTM project. After that, you become Distinguished Toastmaster. Great. Now I'm done. Does anybody have any questions about this? Not all at once. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Where were you when you first joined Toastmaster? Like, how did you feel? Like, not confident? Like, how was your speaking then? Was it like shattery?
Wow, that's a good question. Stephanie is asking where I was and how my skills were. I'm a little bit of a ham for the audience. Like in high school, I sang in chorus and did some solos. I think I was more comfortable in front of the audience maybe than others are, but it's my icebreaker tonight, and I'm like shaking and nervous. I mean, we all are all nervous, and we all get the butterflies. But if I had to do like a 1 to 10 a nervousness scale, it's probably a 3.5 or a 4. How's that sound? Any other questions?
What was your DTM project?
My DTM project? He got me, didn't he, Jim? So I earned my Distinguished Toastmaster under the Legacy Educational Program. Before 2018, the steps were a little bit different, and I didn't actually do a DTM project. I did, however, do what's called a High Performance Leadership Project, which involved organizing a division-level contest. And my goal is to do this again. You can get more than one Distinguished Toastmaster Award, and I want to go through that process so I can say I did that, because I didn't do a DTM project. So you got me there. Any other questions? Go ahead, AZ.
Now that you've reached the ambrosia of all the Toastmasters, what might be next that you'd like to accomplish?
That's an interesting question. And I don't have a good answer for you. I've been thinking about that a lot. Besides maybe earning a second Distinguished Toastmaster Award, I don't know, there's so many opportunities, and if you do want to pursue more opportunities in Toastmasters, there's leadership opportunities. You could become the district director and be the head cheese for all of Southeast Florida and the Bahamas. You could really push it and be the international president, which we're lucky enough to have the international president for all the Toastmasters here in Coral Springs, who's in our district. There's leadership opportunities that abound, if that's what interests you. But yeah, you got me thinking, what is going to be next for me here? I really just want to be a millionaire and retire, really. But here's the thing, what's the best part of becoming a millionaire? The process of becoming a millionaire, right, Steve? Any other questions? Go ahead, Jim.
If you sponsor a club, can you then be a mentor to that same club?
Yes.
You can, okay.
Yeah, so you can double dip it. I will say with 90% surety, you can double dip. We'll put it that way. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I do hope that this has all given you all something to think about. I'd like to see our club have a few more Distinguished Toastmasters. I think that would add some prestige, and it would really help you as individuals really get more out of what you come here to do. I would love to welcome you all to that exclusive club that I've had the privilege of being in the past few years. It's a really cool experience. Mr. Toastmaster.